Hello and welcome to this video on cover letters and supporting statements. My name is Matt Jones and I'm a careers advisor here at York St John University. This video has been created to help you to get started in feeling more confident in writing cover letters and supporting statements. So what are we aiming for with our cover letters and supporting statements, and I suppose applications more generally? Well, we suggest that you aim for three things: to be succinct, to be compelling, and to be appropriate. Now, the reason why we use those three words is because firstly, to write succinctly, is to write concisely, to the point. You're not waffling for too long. Everything that you include is relevant to the application you are submitting. Lots of value in your application. The second word, compelling. So to write in a compelling manner means that you're writing in a way that markets yourself, your skills, your experience, and what you've got to offer the organisation in relation to this role. And finally, appropriate. Writing your application or your cover letter or your supporting statement in a way that is appropriate for the practices of the industry that you are applying to. So think about what the employers are expecting from your application and how you can include that within your cover letter and supporting statement. So what is a cover letter? Well, a cover letter basically accompanies your CV. And basically adds colour and interest to the things that you've talked about within your CV, allows you to expand on the information that you provided and really tailor it to the context of the role that you're applying for. Cover letters can vary in length, so it can be anything from up to 500 words for undergraduate. It might be 2 pages for alumni or career changes, for example, or it might be a little bit longer for an academic application. Students should initially aim for one side of A4, but most importantly, if there are guidance notes provided within the candidate information for the role, so when you look on the website and you find the job description and the person specification, if there is candidate information that outlines how long the cover letter or the application should be, please follow that guidance. But as a rule, as a starting point, these are some sort of ideas that you're sticking to. The cover letter sometimes can be written in the form of an old-fashioned letter. So if you look to the example on the right, it's set out with your name and address and contact details in the top right-hand corner. You've got a date on the left-hand corner. You might include a subject, for example, the code or the reference of the job that you're applying for, and then it might be dear sir or madam, dear hiring manager, dear hiring team, okay? And then you'd have the content in paragraphs, and then you would end either yours sincerely or yours faithfully. Yours sincerely if you know the name of the person that you're writing to, yours faithfully if you don't. So for example, hiring team or hiring manager. One of the most important things about a cover letter is that it's written in response, direct response, I can't stress that enough, to the person specification for the role. So the person spec will outline criteria, skills, experience, competencies that the employer is looking for, and your cover letter will outline and evidence all of those things, or secondly, as many as you can. If you can't obviously meet all the criteria, just write down as many as you can. Overall, the format and structure is flexible, but above all, what you're aiming to provide is to write in a tailored, persuasive and impactful manner, to evidence your skills and experience relevant to the role that are outlined in the person specification, and your motivations and interest for applying. That's really, really important. So that's what you're aiming to get across within your cover letter. So as you will know from this video, I've sort of bundled together cover letters and supporting statements. And the reason why that is because as candidates, you might be asked to apply for a role by submitting a CV and a cover letter, or equally you might be asked to complete an online application form and provide a supporting statement. Now in this context, the information that you provide within your CV would be the same as you would include in the online application, and the information that you'd provide in your cover letter would be pretty much the same as what you would write within your supporting statement. So they're virtually same in terms of the content that you'd provide. The main difference with a supporting statement is you might be asked to submit your supporting statement in a .doc format, or, for example, on the website, you might be asked to fill in a free text box as part of the application. It might be one large text box, or, for example, it might be 5 or up to 5, for example, smaller text boxes with key questions that you might need to answer. Supporting statements will likely vary in length, and applicants are advised to follow the guidance from the employer, as I mentioned before. It might be up to 9,999 characters, it might be more, it might be less. No guidance might be given, so therefore it's using your own sort of flexibility in making sure that the content you provide is tailored and to the point. As I mentioned before, the overall structure is flexible, but should be constructed in a clear and concise manner with good flow and sentence structure. And similar to the cover letter, it's written in direct response to the person specification of the role. So although I've mentioned that the overall format of these documents is flexible, to help you get started, I've included 2 methods to help you to start writing your cover letter or supporting statement. These methods are the 4-section or 4-paragraph principle and the 30-60-10 principle. Now, in short, the content of both of these principles would remain exactly the same. It's just different in terms of format and how you set it out. So if we start with the 4-section paragraph, section 1 is all about your opening, what you're applying for, and where you found the position. You can include reference numbers or codes that are included within the job description. Section 2 focuses on you, and it's tailored towards the person's specification. So what skills and experience do you bring to the role? What else can you offer? And how can you provide evidence for these? How can you use real-life examples to support that you have these skills? Section 3 is all about the organisation, all about them. I sometimes call this section the professional schmoozing section, which might sound a bit daft, but you'll understand what I mean in a minute. It's talking about what your motivation is for applying for this organisation. What is it that you love about this company? How can you demonstrate your commercial awareness that you have, not necessarily with the company, but the wider context around the industry as a whole? Is there any commonality between you and the organisation? Do you have similar values? Can you align yourself with a mission statement? Do you have similar professional interests? And finally, section 4, summary and close. So you might want to include sort of the main headlines of your application, so the most relevant, important parts of it in summary, some top skills related to the person spec, and you might want to end with a call to action, e.g., I would welcome the opportunity to discuss my application with you further. Okay, and then the second method is the 30-60-10 principle. So this splits up the supporting statement or the cover letter into I suppose three parts. 30% is your opening. So what are you applying for? Where did you find the position? And what are your motivations for applying for this role? 60% should be about you, because of course you and your skills and experience are the most important part of this application. So focus on yourself. What skills and experience do you bring to the role? What else can you offer, and how can you evidence these? And the final 10% is your summary and close. So again, the main headlines, top skills, and a call to action can be really valuable. And as I mentioned, once you've written your cover letter or supporting statement and you're reviewing and sort of proofreading the document, have these 3 words in mind. Have you written succinctly and concisely? Have you written in a manner that is compelling and markets your skills and experience with evidence? And is it appropriate, e.g. written in a format that is expected by the employer or advised by the guidance notes for candidates? So, in terms of summary and of the resources and support that's available to you, there's lots of support available. Firstly, we as a university and a careers service have a wide range of CV and cover letter resources available for you to use to help you to feel more confident about writing that cover letter or supporting statement. Prospects have also got a wide range of resources too, and these can be accessed via www.prospects.ac.uk. And finally, in addition to the resources, we also offer a checking service for your CVs, your cover letters and supporting statements, and you can get any of these by emailing careers@yorksj.ac.uk or booking an appointment with a careers advisor. I hope this video has been useful in getting you to start to think about covering letters and supporting statements. As I mentioned, if you've got any questions or you'd like any support, do get in touch by emailing careers@yorksj.ac.uk or pop into the Launchpad in Holgate.